We have breaking news in the Country Cast. Country artist Chris Young was arrested last night on January 22nd and charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and assault on an officer following an encounter with Tennessee Alcoholic Beverage Commission agents at a Nashville bar. According to an arrest affidavit obtained by local news station WSMV out of Nashville, Tennessee, agents from Tennessee's Alcoholic Beverage Commission were completing a compliance check at around 8:30 p.m. at the Tin Roof, a bar located on Demumbrian Street in Midtown Nashville. During their check, they came into contact with Young, who was seated at the bar. According to the affidavit, agents checked Chris Young's identification, and following their check, it goes in to explain that Chris Young then followed agents and began asking questions, along with video recording them. Agents claim they finished their identification checks at the Tin Roof, and once they completed, they then headed over to another location known as the Dawg House to conduct more identification checks. The affidavit goes on to allege that Chris Young and his entourage followed agents over to the Dawg House, where they engaged in conversation with fellow patrons and the bartender. And once the agents were finished with their identification checks at the Dawg House, it is alleged that this is when Chris Young reapproached the agents. The affidavit claims, "While walking out the door, Mr. Young put his hands out to stop me from leaving the bar and struck me on the shoulder. I then pushed Mr. Young to create distance since I had no idea of who Mr. Young was or what he had. It is further explained that folks within the bar got between Young and the agent and began yelling and screaming, at which time another agent then intervened and ultimately Chris Young was arrested." The affidavit also notes, while all agents were trying to leave the bar, multiple people who were with Mr. Young started following agents and making the incident hostile. Now the affidavit also alleges that Young had slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and watery eyes. However, he was not charged with being intoxicated while in public. According to the Davidson County Sheriff website, Chris Young was booked at 10:10 p.m. and faces the charges of, again, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and assault on an officer. The website also indicates that he was released at 1:09 a.m. this morning. And at this time, Chris Young has not released any comments on the incident. We will continue to bring updates to you guys as this story develops. As always, thank y'all for tuning in here at Country Cast. That will be all for today's video.